afternoon. It's actually like late afternoon, almost evening time. I got a late start today. I was very tired. We had a really long day yesterday. Jordan worked, and I don't even think she had the closing shift, so I don't even think she came home until after 12 a.m. So yeah, by the time we made dinner and got into bed, it was 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. It was 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, and we had to be up at 6 because we had a lady come bring her dog to come visit for a board and train session. That's hopefully going to happen in September. She really liked what we have and how we have things set up. And so today, I want to show you some behind the scenes stuff that I don't always show you in our normal vlogs or normal build videos or normal or homestead videos, because I think there's a couple things coming down the pipeline here. We want to show you what our life looks like when we're not here, so we're working on a video for that. I want to take some time. I want to try to take more time to observe our property. You know, in the last video we talked about the goats and their lack of milk, and I kind of take that on me because I feel like I should be able to kind of observe or have the time to pull out a book or have the time to try and figure out what's going on, and I don't. I'm just gonna be 100% transparent, I don't. So I've been working on the chores this morning. Instead of taking 30 minutes, 45 minutes, even an hour to kind of do the chores, which is about the normal time, I'm about 3 hours in, and I'm just taking the time to feed the animals, water the animals, observe, see how I'm feeling. I went inside a couple of times because it's like blistering hot. It's like 99 degrees outside. It's hot. I milked the goats this morning. I gave them their grain. I made sure they finished it all. Then we moved the pigs over and gave them fresh grass, but I only put out my milkers because Goldie looks like she's about to pop, which is fantastic. That being stated, there's a lot of things that I just wanted to look at. The garden needs a ton of work. You'll see today the amount of produce that we've gotten from it is not like an abundant amount of diversity, but it is in my opinion way more than we got last year. And we've gotten canning supplies this year, so we've been able to really pop with the canning stuff, and we've done pretty well. I'm excited about it. I'm excited to show you that later in this video. But also, I went and picked this today, and they're not beautiful. This is from our property. I don't know what kind of apple it is. I actually need to see if I can figure out what kind of apple it is. I probably won't eat this. Probably won't eat that. But that came from our apple tree that's over here. And if you guys are new to the channel or confused about where that might be, we have 2 apple trees and a pear tree in the corner over here of the property that I thought they were goners. I truly thought they were dead. And then we've been working on the soil over on the barn side of our property, and we didn't get any fruit. We got a little bit of fruit from what we believe is the crab apple tree on the left side of the barn, and then whatever apple this is, we didn't get any fruit from it last year. And I do believe from the pear tree we might have seen 2 or 3 fruit on it, and they were like this big. Like, they weren't even edible. That they didn't taste good. We actually tried it. They didn't taste good. The moral of the story here is I want to observe more, because we have fruit this year. We've got like 10, 12, 14, 20 like apples on this tree, and that's not a lot, but it's coming back, which is fantastic. I actually enjoy that. I like apples. I've been excited to maybe make some stuff from the apples. They looked better in the season, and they don't look as hot now. Obviously, I don't know. I don't think you would eat that, but we'll cut it open and we'll just kind of take a look at what it is. But I don't know. I felt this urge this morning to just turn everything off and just observe more. Take the time to rest, even though it was later getting started. And then I wanted to show you behind the scenes. So I got one more thing to show you, and then let's go inside and start this canning. But I want to show you what didn't work out, and I want to show you what I have decided I'm going to do, even though the original plan didn't work out. And hopefully the secondary plan will work out even better. Alright, we're heading back to the shed real quick. Back in our tree line where we had those potatoes. And if you don't know anything about the potatoes that we planted, you can always check out this video up here. This is kind of an update for that, but I might go into it a little bit more later. But most of these potatoes were decimated for a couple of reasons. So you might not be able to tell very well, but most of the potatoes that we planted back here and over here, they're gone. I think most of that is due to the fact that we had a couple of wild bunnies. I was gonna say rabbits, but then we have rabbits, so you're like, why didn't you keep your rabbits together then? But we had a couple of wild bunnies back here in this area. I think they were eating on the plants. And then I think we also had a chicken back here that had like 2 or 3 chicks, and her and her little posse has been back here, and I think they've just dug up most of this stuff. But something cool that they have done, since we laid down all of that hay, it's been breaking down, and so it's been creating life back here. And so I was thinking about something that Justin Rhodes had talked about one time before, about, you know, turning your failures into something that is usable. Getting these worms from all of the hay breaking down. And so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back here when I'm looking for the potatoes, not only try to harvest what potatoes I do have, but I'm going to harvest the worms that are back here, and I'm going to try to create a vermicompost for next year. So you can see there's 2, and then I've got a couple of more in a cup over here. So I think we're going to try that. We're going to turn maybe this failure into something that can benefit us next year in our garden. Alright, so got the mason jars together. I'm going to show you what we're going to be working on. But these are cool mason jars. So these are mason jars we got from my grandmother. I don't know how old they are, but they're really interesting. Okay, so I'm kind of geeking out over mason jars here, but like this is one that we bought. So you can see like the round edge. It doesn't say perfect mason on it. Still has the ball writing. This one's pretty round. Compared to the ones from my grandmother, they're really kind of different and interesting. This is a little bit more square, and then it has perfect mason jar, so that's cool. But this one's cool for me. This is the ones we bought. These are the quart size, your typical like Walmart mason jar kind of thing. This is an older one, very similar to the style of the pint size ones. Now obviously I'm not going to use this, but this one's old. You can see the difference here. It's really interesting. This is such an old one. Like, perfect mason's not even lined up on this thing. Like, even the script is different. Look at the old writing. And this is the semi-old one. I mean, it's still majorly different. Okay, anyways, enough distraction. So, I've canned a lot this season so far. I want to show you what we're canning, how much we're canning. I'm very excited. All of this is from our garden. Our garden's kind of in a position where it's like not producing at the full strength that it was, but we've gotten a lot from it. So I'm excited to show you guys. I'm gonna get everything out here on the table and show you what we've got. All right, you ready for this? Corn, squash. Here's some green beans, and we need to get this stuff processed. So basically what I want to do here is I want to invite you along to have a chit chat with me. We're going to talk a little bit, and we're going to get this stuff processed. I'm actually, if I can get the squash done tonight and the green beans, then I'll be in good shape. According to my Presto Canner book, the green beans and the squash can go in the same pot because they are cooked for the same amount of time. Hello, how are you? Trying to get my attention? Okay, bye. So anyways, we're gonna get these cut up, get these in the cans, get them cleaned up, but I have a couple questions for you regarding the garden, regarding fall gardening. This will probably be the first year that I actually try fall gardening and hopefully have some success at it. So I'll get my cutting board out and we're gonna start cutting. Gotta get this stuff processed. I have some conversation starters for the comment section. We are eagerly coming up on our fall garden season, and I'm curious as to what you guys are planning on growing, and then I'm also curious about when do you guys start your fall season. So I've been looking up in my calendar, and it says I really should be starting my fall season basically this month. It'll be August. We're in zone 8A, and so from what I can see from most of the stuff is I need to start my starts for fall in August, and that's a little frustrating because I don't think I got as much variety this year out of my summer garden as I wanted to get, but that's okay. I mean, we've got a lot, as you can see. We got a lot more than we got last year. I've already canned quite a bit so far, so you know, getting an abundant amount. We got an abundant amount of what we had. So I'm curious, what are you guys planning on growing? When do you plan on starting your fall garden? And what are some tips that you are going to try to do to maybe prolong your growing season? I know that seems like a really weird question to ask since we're only in August, but the end of all growing will be here before you know it. And I think the summer is coming up faster than we like to say. So I'm planning on growing a bunch of lettuce this fall. I think we need to incorporate more greens and salads into our diet, so I know I do. I've got a couple lettuce plants that I need to get outside. I actually have quite a few because I'm going to try to sell some at the farmer's market. Obviously kale is a staple around here. We love kale. I've got red Russian kale, dinosaur kale. I think I even have some curly kale I'm going to try out this year. I'm going to try broccoli. Let me tell you something. I really want broccoli. I've been trying to grow broccoli for like the whole time we've been here without success. So I am bound and determined to get some broccoli this year. I might try a fall session of peas. I don't know if that's gonna work, but I'm kind of curious. I have a couple of seeds left, even if it's not a lot. I'm kind of eager to try them and just see how they do. My dad really wants some beets, so I think I'm gonna grow my dad some beets. I tried to grow him some cantaloupe this year during the summer, and I don't know what happened. It was like they got stunted. They didn't grow at all. I have these cool things, these easy fermented like jar lids. Set it and forget it. I want to try to ferment something this year, and then you put your jar on top and you just put your pump, and you just, I don't know if you can hear it. You just suck the air out of it, and it doesn't go back in. It's like a one-way valve. So I really want to try fermenting one thing this year, and I think if I can grow a cabbage, even if we don't eat the sauerkraut, it's a good learning experience, and I'm sure I can find somebody that'll eat the fermented cabbage. That was a really long roundabout way of saying I wanted to do cabbage. top is on. We're done for the evening. We got a full load, so we'll let this do its thing. My partner in crime is home, so that means it's time to
eat dinner.
Eat dinner, cook some dinner. So thank you guys for coming along today. I look forward to reading the comments about what you're gonna put in your garden for the fall. And
I'm excited for some more greens.
if you want to see what our garden looked like this year, you can check out this playlist up here. And I'm also going to put this here. This is our last video if you're ever interested in how we're building our barn. So until next time, you guys, we'll see you in the next video. Thank you for coming along. Bye.
Don't forget to subscribe.